All right, guys. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to hide credit card utilization. So first, you need to understand how it affects your credit score. So how it affects your credit score, it's basically uh, the amount of usage you have in your credit lines. So as an example, you have a $10,000 credit card and you spent 3,000, and that gets reported to the credit bureaus. You're at 30% utilization. Anything above 30%, affects your score a lot because it makes up 30% of the overall credit score. So 35% is for on-time payments, 30% is for credit card utilization, and I'm not going to go to the rest, but 30% a major part of your credit score is based on the credit utilization. So how much credit you have, and how much are you using based on that limit. So if you have a $10,000 credit card and you use 3,000, that gets reported at 3,000. You have 30% utilization. Now there's a lot of debate on where that utilization needs to be. In my opinion, it needs to be at zero. You're going to hear people say below 10%, 7% is a sweet spot, 2%, 3%, 4%. It's at zero. It needs to be at zero because when it's at zero, I just like to have it at zero, right? Personally. But you do want to be spending that. You do want to spend that amount, paid off, spend it, paid off. That way you get higher limits, and banks can see that you're spending responsibly. But back to the utilization. So if you have a $10,000 credit card and you use up 10,000, and that gets reported, if you had 100% utilization, that's going to lower your score a ton, because again, it's reported. It's 30% of what makes up your overall credit score. So if you're at 100%, if you had 100% of your credit card utilization, that's going to affect your score a lot. 30, 40, 50, 60. It could affect your score a lot based on that utilization. So one way to avoid that, obviously, if you have the money to pay it off, and you can just pay it off in full, right, before the statement closing date. You can just pay it off in full. But another trick that you can do, a couple things. So an installment loan doesn't hold the same weight as a credit card as far as the credit score goes. So let me explain. So if you have a $10,000 credit card, you can get a $10,000 personal loan, pay off that credit card. Now you're at 0% utilization. So what's going to happen is your score is going to boost up because you went from 100% utilization to 0% utilization, and that's going to increase your score. You're going to see your score increase dramatically because, again, the 30% of your credit scores makes up 30% of your credit score is made up of the credit card utilization. So how much credit you have available and how much of that credit you're using based on what is being reported to the credit bureau at that time of the month. So if you use a personal loan or a debt consolidation loan to pay that personal credit card off, your score is going to go up. So a couple things I've seen happen. So first thing you need to keep in mind, if you do that, if you go that route, you're probably going to get predatory interest rates because that credit utilization is hurting your score. So you can't get approved for a debt consolidation loan or a personal loan, any term you want to. It's an installment loan to pay off that credit card. You're going to probably get a higher interest rate because your score is going to be lower because of that credit card utilization. So what you can do in that case is, if you get approved for that loan, pay off the credit card. Then once your score goes up, you can refi that personal loan, get another personal loan because your score just shot up, and get it at a lower interest rate. You could go from a 24 to 20% interest, 18% interest credit card personal loan, refi that into a lower interest personal loan from like a credit union, 8 to 10%. You just saved yourself 8-10% on that. And then you can pay that off slowly if you wanted to, if assuming that you're in like credit card utilization where you're not able to pay that off in full at the time, and you need some way to get out of it. So that would be one way. If you're not in that position, in that situation, one thing that you can do is try to, if you have like multiple credit cards, try to ask for credit line increases on those credit cards to offset, because it's based on that limit. So if you have a $10,000 credit card using, as an example, 3,000, you got reported 3,000 that you're using out of that out of that 10, you got 30%. So you can go to, guys, let me know in the comments if this is your first time here. Welcome to my channel where we talk about leveraging credit to create cash flow. We talk about business. We talk about finance. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. That way you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, smash that like button. Smash that like button. All right, so again, you got reported at 30%. If you have another credit card, let's just say at 5,000, right? Try to, only if it's a soft pull, try to ask that credit card company if they can get you an increase. It may or may not happen because again, that utilization is hurting your score. So, but if they can raise it up to 10,000, then that'll lower the overall utilization of your overall limit. So that'll be another way to offset that utilization and to offset that utilization. So another thing that you can do is transfer all that to business credit. Now, a couple things you need to keep in mind though is that because your score is lower, you might not get approved as many cards, or if any, on the business side. So you can apply for a business card because the utilization on the business side is not the same as it is on the personal side. A business credit card utilization does not report on the personal side, right? But there is a such thing as, a lot of people don't talk about business credit card utilization on the business side. If you have high utilization on the business side, it'll be hard for you to continue to get funding from other institutions because they can see that utilization on the business side. So that's another gem. But we're talking about, so assuming that you can get a business credit card at 0% interest, 0% interest for 12 months. Now, if you know how to liquidate credit cards, you can take the money off the card, pay off that personal credit card, and now your score is going to go up because, again, the utilization on the personal side is important. It affects your score a lot. So you can use that business credit card at 0%, pay that personal credit card off if you liquidated the credit card, or you could do a balance transfer. You can use a business credit card balance transfer that personal debt all the way up to the business because the utilization on the business doesn't report to the personal. And now you won't be showing the utilization on the personal side because everything's on the business. So you obviously need a LLC EIN. You can do that and move all the personal debt or all the things that are affecting your personal side. You can move it all the way into the business side. You can do it with a balance transfer. You can do it by liquidating the credit card on the business side, using that money, paying off the personal credit card, and then trying to pay it off slowly on the business side with the 0% interest offer that they have, usually 12 to 18 months. So it all depends. But those are some of the ways you can use a business credit card, move everything on the business side. You would have to obviously get approved, right? That can be kind of tough, iffy, because the utilization on the personal side is affecting your score. But you still can get approved. So you can do that with a business credit card. You can get rid of that utilization with a personal loan, a debt consolidation loan, because it affects you differently, and installment loan affects you differently. And or if you have the funds, just pay it off before the statement closing reporting date. You can do that. So that's my time. My name is Toby Rosario. Peace.